Hey everyone, Ryan here, and today I wanted to talk about a completely out of left field reveal for LEGO Star Wars with the 75394 Imperial Star Destroyer. This is the set that was rumored to be a Death Star playset. That set is not happening, it's not coming. This is what that set was. So there was apparently never a Death Star playset, it was a Star Destroyer all along. I reached out to some of the people that originally leaked it or talked about it because I was curious how it was rumored to be a Death Star playset when this looks nothing like a Death Star. It's a triangle, not a spear. And just some guesses were that the figure selection pointed towards Death Star, and that's why people were saying Death Star. But the original rumor also said that this would have between 10 and 12 minifigures, and this set only has 7. So it's a really weird situation. I don't know how that rumor came to be and it got so solid, but this is the actual set that we'll be releasing on August 1st. It is actually available for pre-order at $160 through Amazon and Lego.com. I'll have my links in the description below if you want to support the channel in doing so. But with 1,555 pieces, the price per piece is fair, but this is the smallest Star Destroyer playset to date. This thing is tiny. I suppose before we dive too deep on the Star Destroyer, though, I want to talk about the figures. We have 6 figures that are actually pertinent to the Star Destroyer with Darth Vader, MandRproductions, who I've never heard of. I have no idea who that is. I'm sure he's just a guy that we see in the background of A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, whatever. We have an Imperial crew member, an Imperial gunner, an Imperial Navy trooper, and a Stormtrooper. 6 total Imperial figures for a Star Destroyer. It just never feels like enough. To be fair, in the most recent Star Destroyer, they did also only include 6 Imperial figures with 2 Stormtroopers there, and this new Star Destroyer does technically include a 7th figure with the Cal Kestis 25th anniversary figure, so it is technically a step up from the last version of the Star Destroyer. I just always feel like these Star Wars sets should have more. I feel like that's a pretty good thing to be fighting for, more for your money, and, you look at themes like Harry Potter. If you have a $160 Harry Potter set, you're getting at least 10 figures. 7 here is just not enough. 6, of course, would be the normal number. 7, just because this is the 25th anniversary with Cal Kestis. And the Cal Kestis figure, by the way, fantastic, looks great. A lot of people wanted a poncho on him. I haven't really played the games that much. I've played the first few missions of Fallen Order, I think, and I don't remember, but I believe you do see him without a poncho, so it's not wrong for him to not have a poncho here. So yeah, the Cal Kestis figure looks great, and I think it's a great inclusion for this set. Of course, you have to buy the $160 set to get it, but I don't care about that sort of stuff. You're getting the figure. It now exists. It didn't exist prior. It wouldn't exist otherwise. And what's interesting about that, of course, is people look at this and they're like, well, now they've done the BD-1, now they've done the Cal Kestis figure. Does this mean we're finally going to get a Mantis? And the logic with LEGO Star Wars with these anniversary figures and what they've been saying is something along the lines of, this is an opportunity to make a figure that we wouldn't have been able to make otherwise or wouldn't be making otherwise. And so I think that gives you a pretty good indication that there are no Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor sets coming. All right, I got to pause Star Destroyer talk so I can tell you how you can win enough money to buy dozens of Imperial Star Destroyers with this video sponsor, Whatnot. On Thursday, May 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern, they're holding their season finale of the Whatnot game show, and you can put your collectibles knowledge to the test to win Whatnot credit ranging from $100 all the way up to $5,000. Imagine how much Lego you could buy with that. I'll be going live right after the trivia show, and thanks to Whatnot, I'll be able to give one of you $250 in Whatnot credit alongside giving away these awesome Lego Star Wars sets. I've also got hundreds of minifigs up for auction starting at $1 each, and we're restocking the blue camas for this stream just in time for the June 1st Captain Rex Microfighter release. Now, if you haven't signed up for Whatnot yet, use my link in the description below. You'll get a $15 credit to use on your first purchase in the app, and I wish you all luck at beating me for the $5,000 Whatnot trivia prize. See you there. So pretty par for the course on all fronts for the figures in this set, and now we got to get into the Star Destroyer. This thing looks great on the box. I think they did a killer job with the box art. There's some sets, I think the Sith Infiltrator comes to mind recently, where I don't like the box art. I think it looks really bad, but I mean, this is just killer box art for this Star Destroyer. You've got the Death Star looming in the background. You've got some laser bolts flying by. You've got more Star Destroyers in the background. I mean, this thing just looks great, and with that anniversary color scheme, I think it just all mixes together super well for a really nice Star Destroyer on the box art. But this thing is small. It's very small. Some people have done some comparison shots on Instagram showing it compared to the 2014, and in some cases, I think the 2006 model. Of course, the 2014 model is smaller than the 2006 model, and this is even smaller than the 2014 model. And so this thing is getting incredibly small, coming in at only 18 inches long. I think it's just too small at that point. Maybe even worse, because of the small size of the Star Destroyer, is the very, very tiny interior space on this set. I mean, it feels very lackluster. It's not like they didn't include a lot of cool details. There's some nice control panels. There's a little blue syringe, which is an interesting part. You have the walkway for the command bridge built in, but you have to open up the whole thing, of course, to make use of it because the figures couldn't fit there otherwise. And you have this really neat shot of Darth Vader checking in on one of the officers, which I think was pretty cool. I always thought the interior on this one was small, but when you compare the interior on this one to that one, it makes this interior look huge. I'm sure structurally I will be very impressed with this when you actually have it in hand. I mean, a lot of Legos models recently with sets like this are very, very sturdy, very good to pick up. And that was something that was an issue with the 2006 model. It didn't even have a handle. The 2014 one had a handle. Speaking of handles, the handle on this one might be one of the best handles ever in Lego Star Wars history because it can be hidden away. It's not something that distracts or takes away from the look of the Star Destroyer. You can actually just hide it under some panels, and then when you want to pick up the Star Destroyer with the handle, you can remove the panels. But something tells me, again, speaking to how sturdy some of the models have been recently and how good some of their building techniques and the technical parts have gotten, that you might not really need the handle to pick up this Star Destroyer, and that's really why they were able to hide it away the way they did. It looks like another highlight feature is that the cannons on the side of the Star Destroyer are going to be able to move all in unison with a little piece on top there, so that looks nice. The engines look reasonably well detailed, although I don't really know if I like that big lip. It looks like there's a big platform underneath them at the back of the Star Destroyer. That's very different than what the older two playset Star Destroyers had. I suppose it pretty well mimics a real Imperial Star Destroyer. The only difference is that it's flat at the back, and I think that's what looks weird about it. But I mean, it technically should have something that overhangs underneath the engines. The last thing I want to say about this is it also takes away the possibility for a Thrawn Star Destroyer like next summer. I think a lot of people were maybe looking forward to that because obviously we didn't think a Star Destroyer would be coming out this summer, and Thrawn Star Destroyer was kind of the next logical Star Destroyer to make. I was like pretty dang sure that's what they would do, and just completely out of left field, like I said earlier, this Star Destroyer got dropped on us, and so that, in my eyes, takes out a Thrawn Star Destroyer for at least next year, but really probably at least until 2027, but maybe it lines up with whatever movie comes out that would have Thrawn Star Destroyer in it, and maybe that's for the better that we wait until then anyway. So let me know what you guys think about this set down in the comments section below. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my review on this set and my comparison between it and the older Star Destroyers. See ya.